Hello friends, in the last video we discussed about basics of pedigree analysis. Today we are going to discuss some of the questions related to pedigree analysis. So if we see this question, here affected female mates with unaffected male. In this generation, no affected individuals are present. Then again in this generation, affected individuals are present. So it is skipping generation. The trait skips generation, so it may be due to recessive gene. Also, if we see in this third generation, male and females are affected equally. That means genes are autosomal. Let us confirm this. Suppose the trait is caused by the recessive allele, so it is expressed in the homozygous state, hence female is homozygous for the recessive allele. All the individuals are unaffected, so male is homozygous for the dominant allele. All the individuals are heterozygous. In this generation, two affected individuals are present. It means they are homozygous for the recessive allele responsible for the trait. This is unaffected. So this will also be heterozygous, that is one dominant and one recessive allele is present. These two are affected and this is unaffected. It may be in the heterozygous state or it may have homozygous dominant allele. These two individuals are unaffected. It means the male with which this female mates is homozygous for the dominant allele, and hence these offsprings will be unaffected. So this shows autosomal recessive inheritance. If we see this question, here the affected male mates with unaffected female, and among the three offspring, one is affected. So we can think that it may be due to the Y-linked genes, but it is not, because only one of the male is affected, another is unaffected. And here affected female mates with unaffected male, and in the next generation this male is affected. That means it is not due to the Y-linked inheritance. And in this, male and female are not equally affected. That means it is due to the X-linked genes. And this X-linked gene may be recessive, because in the third generation, what we see that the offspring is unaffected. Let us confirm this. Male is XY, it is affected, so it has one copy of the recessive allele. Here, this male is affected. This is unaffected and this female is unaffected. But the male receives X chromosome from female. So, this X chromosome may carry one copy of the recessive allele. Since it is unaffected, then the other X chromosome does not carry the recessive allele. So this is affected, this is unaffected, and this is unaffected, but it will be carrier. If we see here, so this female is affected, so it will carry two copies of recessive allele. Male is unaffected. So we get all males affected. female will be unaffected but carrier. Here also this female is unaffected, so it will be unaffected and carrier. So this confirms X-linked recessive inheritance. In this question, affected male mates with unaffected female, and affected individuals are present in each generation. That means it is caused by dominant gene. So it does not skip generation. Also, male and females are equally affected. So it may be due to the autosomal gene. So let us confirm. This is unaffected, so it will be homozygous for the recessive allele. It will have a dominant allele. Since this is unaffected, that means it will be heterozygous. So these affected individual will also be heterozygous. This affected female mates with unaffected male, so it will be homozygous for the recessive allele. Hence, this is unaffected male, it will be homozygous for the recessive allele, and these will be heterozygous because these are affected. So actually here the inheritance is autosomal dominant inheritance. In this question, if we see, then affected female mates with unaffected male, and affected individuals are present in all the generation. So it may be due to the dominant gene. Also, when this affected female mates with unaffected male, one of the daughter and one of the son is affected, and rest are unaffected. Here again, this affected female mates with unaffected male. Again, one of the daughter and one of the son is affected. But if we see here, this affected male mates with unaffected female. Both the daughters are affected, but son is unaffected. Daughter receives one X chromosome from father and one from mother. But son receives only Y chromosome from father and X chromosome from mother. Mother is unaffected, so son is unaffected. Father is affected, so daughters are affected. So it may be due to X-linked gene. Now let us confirm this. Female has 2 X chromosome. 1 X chromosome has the dominant allele. Male is unaffected. One of the daughter receives X chromosome containing the dominant allele from affected mother and the other X chromosome from unaffected father. So it is affected. The other one receives both the X chromosome containing no dominant allele, so it is unaffected. Son receives one of the X chromosome and Y chromosome, it is unaffected, and the other receives X chromosome containing the dominant allele and the Y chromosome from the father, so it is affected. Now this affected female mates with unaffected male. Similarly, one of the daughter and one of the son is affected, other son and daughter is unaffected. Here this affected male mates with unaffected female. Both the daughters receive this X chromosome containing the dominant allele from affected father. So both the daughters are affected, but the son receives this X chromosome and Y chromosome from father, so son is unaffected. Hence, this confirms that this pedigree shows X-linked dominant inheritance. So if we see this pedigree chart, affected male mates with unaffected female. Both the sons are affected, daughters are unaffected. This affected male then mates with unaffected female. Here again, in the next generation, both the sons are affected and daughter is unaffected. Here the unaffected daughter mates with unaffected male. In the next generation, we get all the offsprings unaffected. So here we see that the trait is not skipping generation. Also, if we see that in each generation, male is affected. All the males has one X chromosome and Y chromosome. All the son receives Y chromosomes from their father. In the second generation and here also. That means it may be due to the Y-linked genes. So let us see. This is affected male and the gene for the trait is present on the Y chromosome. This is unaffected female. So the sons will receive Y chromosome containing the gene for the trait from the father and X chromosome from their mother. So both the sons are affected. But these daughters receive the X chromosome. 2 copies of X chromosome, so these are unaffected. This affected male then mates with unaffected female. Again, these 2 sons will receive Y chromosome from the father and X chromosome from the mother. So these are affected. This daughter receives 1 X chromosome from the mother and 1 from the father, which is unaffected. Here this unaffected female mates with unaffected male. So both the offsprings are unaffected. So this confirms Y-linked pattern of inheritance. So if we see this question, here affected female mates with unaffected male. All the offsprings in the next generation are affected. When one of the affected male mates with unaffected female, all the offsprings are unaffected. Here, when the affected female mates with unaffected male, then all the offsprings are affected. So we can say, if mother is affected, all offsprings affected. Father affected. Offsprings unaffected. So how it is possible, or what does this mean? During the fertilization, male and female gamete fuses. Male gamete contributes only nucleus and female gamete contributes both nucleus and cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, all the other organelles are present. Mitochondria is also present in the cytoplasm, and mitochondria has its mitochondrial genome. There are certain traits or disorders that are due to the genes present on this mitochondrial genome, and these are known as mitochondrial disorder. This mitochondria is contributed by mother, not by the father. So if mother is affected, all the offsprings will receive mitochondria from the mother. If any gene is present in the mitochondria responsible for any trait or disorder, then all the offsprings will be affected. But if male is affected and female is unaffected, then because all the offsprings will receive mitochondria from their unaffected mother. So these will be unaffected. So this confirms mitochondrial inheritance pattern, or we can say in other words that this trait or disorder is mitochondrial disorder or mitochondrial trait. So here it is, mitochondrial inheritance. This is all for today's video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you. In the next video, we will discuss about linkage and crossing over.